Joined by Ian Byatt, John Templeton, organisers of today's races. It's great to be here. Entries are up this year?
Well, entries are not quite a record. The record came in 2012, but this is one of the better records, and we're only about 15, 16 teams short of the previous record. So delighted that it's well over 1,000 again, and 1,178 I think the final total is. So
6,600 names.
That's great. There's quite a few on the women's side as well, isn't it?
A record for the senior women. So that's good. That's been growing and growing over the years, and it continues to grow. So yeah, another record for them. And junior women is a record as well. And most of the other races are pretty full. So not quite records, but near to.
It looks like we're going to have a good day, great day of racing. It looks the weather's good and the course is in good shape this year.
Well, it's pretty dry, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be fast again today. Yeah.
Is it the same every year? A few tweaks? Is it slightly different at the front end than it has been in the past? Is it?
The start's moved a little bit down the hill. Yeah, to give a clearer run for the first bunch of runners. There were too many accidents happening when it was up at the top here, so the first leg is marginally shorter than the second.
Yes. So to give more space down, we start the first race down by the pond there, and so it gives the athletes a better chance of getting away off the start line. If we'd have had the start up here, where the finish is, you haven't got any room at all. You know, that's the problem with the success of the event, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago there was talk about the venue, and we love coming here. Is it going to be secure for the next few years, do you think?
It's looking pretty secure at the moment, yeah. As long as we don't outgrow it anymore. We're just at capacity for the place. But yeah, the arrangements with the park trustees, they're pretty healthy.
They are, yes. I think you mentioned it in your podcast, the one you've already published, that there was some problems. It's owned by the miners, the coal mines welfare trust, and as you can see, some of the buildings are derelict around here, so they're short of money. There was some debate about charging us, and they do charge us. We pay a healthy whack to make sure, but it's worked out quite well, and relations with the trustees are in a very good state at the moment.
Great. And we hear that there's a few big names in the seniors coming today.
Well, so we understand. You never know until they put their toe on the start line, do you?
Yeah. Is there? Do you think enough of the top racers, top runners in this country, turn up to the domestic championship?
It's always going to be a problem. They always have their own agenda, advertising what the clubs want to do. It's difficult. We have no influence over what they do at all. We just organise a national championship and hope that people appreciate it.
Well, we certainly enjoy it, and it should be a good day today. Thank you very much. Start line in Mansfield. It's one of the best places to be in the season. Here's the start line, and as we just heard from Ian and John, they've tinkered with this start the last couple of years. It's now a straight run. If you just pan to the view that these guys will get, and girls of course, on the first leg, and this is really the fastest start that you will see at any race this season. It's fast and furious. They've straightened it off, but then it's into a bit of a hairpin, and the junior men, some of the younger races, they'll come round this lake as well to make it the full 3 kilometre loop. Interestingly, the first leg is a few seconds shorter than the other legs. There's been a bit of debate as to how much shorter that is. We reckon about 5 or 6 seconds. There's the finish line. You see the red inflatable, and a bit like the start, the first changeover gets quite fast and furious as well. You have to get your elbows out and be quite vocal when you see your runner coming in, to tell the officials, to help them that it's your turn to go. They always do a good a job as they can, but it does get rather busy there. Course today is in pretty good shape, looks fast. I think we're going to have some very quick times today. It hasn't rained for a while up here, we don't think, and we're going to wander around in a minute and see some of the other notable places on the course. See you there. Okay, so we're just going to time and see how long it takes this to do the full lap compared to the short lap. How long is that?
9.63 seconds, and I'm obviously a lot quicker than most of these athletes, so probably give it 10.
In a full tracksuit though.
Well, true. So we'll give it 7. I reckon.
7
seconds is
yeah,
fair.
that's the difference. So we hear first thing people getting a bit cocky about their time. Then 7 seconds is what we need to do. Walking the course now. This is the big 3K loop. The men and the younger ones won't do this bit. In previous years, the lake has come right up almost to the course. You can see how dry it's been. It's the lowest I've ever seen this lake. I think there's going to be very fast times. So I think last year, what did Kieran Wood in the first leg? Junior men ran, I think, 8:38. That was the quickest I've ever seen. It could be time similar to that today. Not sure we've got who might be running that. Some still pretty decent athletes in the junior men, aren't there?
Ellis Cross is from Aldershot, and
Tom Holden maybe first leg, Tonbridge.
George Duggan.
Here we've got an interesting bit here, a little bit
molehills,
very
hunted.
And we're moving back into the part of the course where everyone will run, and there's a bit that traditionally, I never know if they did or not, but I'm sure they used to get a digger in and churn it up a bit. We're going to see if they've done the same this year.
I think they used to divert a river.
They've done that.
I heard him one year trying to do that.
I think that wouldn't surprise me. So, we'll see you in a minute. Here we are at the part of the course that traditionally is the wettest, and it is slightly damp, but to be honest with you, it's the best I've ever seen it. This is the bit where, in fact, hold on a second, here's Nicole Taylor going round.
Not running today.
She's having
not running today, Nicole?
Nicole.
No, racing tomorrow.
So she's got a race tomorrow. I wonder if that's something on the road. Here's Richard coming round. How's the course looking, Rich?
Hey?
Course looking good?
Hey?
He's trying to keep up.
Well, you're not.
So this is the bit where the under-20 men's course and the women's course, I think the under-17s might do this as well, joins the main course. And we're about to go up a little kicker of a hill. It's the first hill of the course. But as I say, so far this is pretty firm. I don't think it's going to get any worse throughout the day either. It's lovely, lovely firm conditions. And here we are in the woods section. But if you haven't walked it before, it can be a bit of a daze. There's tape everywhere, trees everywhere. Really, for most athletes, it's just a matter of following the athlete in front of you. But I can imagine a few of the younger ones might, go the wrong way on occasion. And it is one of those things. If you do get your line wrong, on the wrong side of a tree, for instance, perhaps on the first leg, it shunts out the way, you're going to have to do a few metres extra. So those people who've walked the course and picked their lines well will stand to gain from that. This is a relatively quiet part of the course. It's a great spectator course, apart from the fact that accessing the two ends can be a bit tricky. So this bit in the middle, there's people all around, but not necessarily right here. We're getting to a point where there'll be lots of people who, I say most spectators of the race, will be at the back end of the course, and we're going to approach that section now, up this small hill. So here we are about to emerge from the woods a little bit before we duck back in. We can see the final corner on our left, and as you're racing around, certainly in the older age groups, you can often see your competitors who are about half a lap ahead of you. At this point last year, I remember seeing the leaders who were a lap and a half ahead of us as they were having their titanic battle for the gold. This is always really packed with people throughout the day. It's a real boost you get at this point before you turn back into the woodlands again, and it's probably at this point in the lap where you're beginning to feel the pain a bit. You've had the first sort of 800-900 metres, you've had a bit of support here, and now it's when the lap really gets going. Okay, this is probably over halfway around Senior Loop, quite long section through the woods. If people haven't walked the course, they're going to be caught out by this. It's quite a drag through there, and at this point here you emerge from the woods and every runner is going to tackle this hill. The seniors, the under 20s, 17s will go all the way to the top. The younger athletes will go round to this tree and then cut down to the finish where that letter A is. Again, those who haven't walked the course might be caught out by this. The youngsters will think they get to here and it's straight to the finish. Do not underestimate this hill. The seniors are going to do it twice, and aside from that, this is hard work. We're going to go right the way up to those trees, and it keeps going actually through into those trees for another 50 metres perhaps of trees, and then you've got a lovely descent into the finish. In the olden days, the under 20s used to go out around where those new houses are. There is still a loop up there to make up the 3K for the 20s and 17s. And again, those who have not considered that will find that really hard work. That is when this race, or these races say we won or lost. If you're encountered by the wind, we've just noticed it's suddenly got really bad. Don't know what it's going to be like the rest of the day, but again, athletes who racing intelligently, sitting on someone else might come to their advantage, because just there those gusts were really, really strong. A lot of this course is in the shelter of the woods, but the bit that matters, up this hill, back down the descent, for the under 2017s around that top bit, is quite exposed. This is going to be quite testing, although the ground's good, these are quite testing conditions. So this is the final bit where most of the spectators are. The youngsters, this is their last corner, it's downhill from here. The seniors, 20s, most of the others will come down this hill. And those who really get their legs going will reach it. It is a downhill all the way, apart from a little kicker right at the end. It is mainly a downhill finish. Last year was a very, very close race in the senior men, and a lot of the other races as well, as always. Let's see if we can have a word with someone. Can we recognise anyone? Let's walk down to the final corner. Great view. This will be packed to the rafters on race day. It's actually it's a longer finish than you often think it's going to be. The finish line is right beyond. There can certainly be a few change of positions going on in the final few metres of this race. Joe, how are you doing? Good team today?
Yeah.
Going to be up there?
Yeah.
What leg are you?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Blackheath team, going to be good in the younger ages, we've heard already. Their 15s could potentially be very good indeed. I think ours might spring a surprise as well. At that age group, very difficult to predict what's going to happen. This is the very last hill, and it is a slightly longer finish than some give credit for. This hill will hurt both times for the seniors. Going round for a second lap is quite galling if you've not done it before. And we're still well over 100 metres from the line, I'd say. Still lots of positions. Change could occur.
See some fantastic backings on here from the last days of medals as well.
Yeah.
I mean, last year was a fine example of it.
It's difficult to know where to stand as a spectator, because actually you're standing here, you don't get to see stuff, but you certainly can encourage them to force that final position change. But the people back there will be craning their necks to try and see the finish line, but you can't quite see it from back there. So no one really knows. If it's a close race, most of the spectators won't actually know who wins it, which is adds a bit of extra excitement, and then they'll all be running back to hear it on the tannoy. So we're up for a great day's racing. Hope you enjoy it too.